The threat for fleas and ticks this year is actually quite high, and that's for two different reasons. The first reason is we had quite a mild winter with a lot of really warm days, which gave fleas and ticks a chance to have their population kind of resurge. The other reason is just the area that we're in, our proximity to Wharton State Forest, and the local wildlife populations provide a really heavy reservoir for those parasites, so they're always going to be around. There's a lot of different options out there for fleas and tick products. There's a lot of combinations, there's a lot of different companies, and it really depends on the pet's lifestyle. There's really three main categories of flea and tick preventatives: topicals, collars, and orals. Topical products are really good, but if your pet gets bathed frequently, swims a lot, or spends a lot of time just wet and damp, it's going to strip that product out of the coat, and in those cases oral products are better. Flea collars are really good, but there's only really one that we recommend, and that's the Seresto collar. It's both safe, inexpensive, non-toxic, and it's super easy and convenient. It lasts for 8 months, so once you fit it on, you pretty set it and forget it. The nice thing about that collar is even if your pet gets wet, gets a bath, goes swimming, within a couple of hours the product starts to redistribute because the collar's on there, so you don't have to reapply the product. And then oral products are really good if you bathe your pet frequently, if it doesn't wear a collar, or if you have a short-coated pet and it's more convenient and easy for you to apply. So it really depends on your pet's lifestyle, and the best way to figure out which product is best for you and your pet is just to talk with your veterinarian and find out. There are a couple of older products that are no longer as reliable as they used to be. They still work, but they might not work as well or as long. One of the biggest names that people are really familiar with is Frontline. It's a topical product. It's been around for years. It is a good product, but we're finding recently that some insect populations, fleas and ticks, are becoming more resistant to it, and that the product is no longer lasting the full month that it's been labeled for. A lot of times we're recommending to have it reapplied every 3 weeks instead of every 4 weeks, just because it's not working as well. Same way, things like flea collars that people are used to getting at Walmart or at the store may no longer be as effective because they're just not as strong as a product. They've been around for a lot longer, so we're seeing resistance to those chemicals. And flea and tick populations are always changing, so we have to keep up with them and find new products that work effectively for those parasites. Fleas can transport certain parasites. Tapeworms are usually picked up by pets who ingest fleas, so if you've got a cat that's got fleas that's grooming itself or a dog that's chewing them off, they're at risk of getting those parasites. It's not something that will transmit to people, so the risk isn't that great, but you want to prevent intestinal parasites. Other than that, we're seeing flea allergies is becoming more common, so a lot of pets who get bit by only 1 or 2 fleas have really bad skin reactions, but the risk to people is minimal. Fleas will bite you, they'll get in your house, they're hard to get rid of sometimes, and it's mostly the annoyance of them that we worry about. Ticks are the bigger concern here. There are major risks associated with tick bites and transmitting disease. Ticks can transmit Lyme, Ehrlichia, Anaplasma, and a couple of other tick-borne diseases that aren't as common to this area. If you find a tick on your pet, yes, you can remove it. Burning it or putting alcohol on it or gel is not advised. The best thing to do to remove a tick is to just grab it with a good pair of tweezers as close to the base where it's attached and pull it straight out. If you do anything else to irritate it, it may regurgitate some of its saliva into your pet as you remove it, and then you increase the risk of it transmitting disease. If a dog does get bit by a tick, and especially if you think it's been attached for more than 24 hours, you should consult with your veterinarian so they can do early tick testing. Early signs of Lyme disease might be none. Some dogs never have symptoms, but you might see joint pain, lameness, just dogs that are kind of lethargic, and decreased appetite would be the big ones. Yes, indoor cats can get fleas. I get asked this question all the time. Fleas are ubiquitous. They're all over the place. And even though your cat never goes outside, they can still be exposed to them. Fleas can get through screened windows, screened doors. They come in and out on you, on your shoes, on your clothes. They might come in on your dog if you have a dog that goes in and out. So if you do have an indoor cat, it's really advised to keep them treated for fleas just because there is a risk. It's a much lower risk than a cat that goes outside, but it's still there, so it's best to take care of it.